EG's turn to ban.
Where are we going, gents? Is it time for something different?
I think for EG, maybe you don't go for both the Visage and the Ember, like those cores together. They're almost like both complementary cores that don't ultra scale or anything like that. Like they've got this window of timing where they have to hit, and if they don't, then the game becomes a little bit rough for them.
I think it's just more that you pay a bit more attention to your damage distribution as the draft goes on. You make sure not necessarily right away, but you make sure as you scale toward the late game that you have the potential to have some sources of physical and magical damage. That was one of the things that Newbee really exploited with their item builds as the game goes on. I mean, Undying didn't get his pipe to Undying was poor as hell. He didn't get his pipe to like 50 minutes, right? And still, those kind of items. Yeah, the way Dota's evolved the last couple of years, support items as the game goes on like that make a big difference.
So for me, the question for EG is whether they take the Earth Spirit or the Jakiro first. I don't know if you do that. You can also take the Puck if you feel like you're blocking it from Newbee.
I'm down with the yes.
I think it's
10 seconds
if they take the Earth Spirit, then maybe they scare Newbee into
Newbee's turn to
Jakiro. So first of all, you leave the Earth Spirit on the table for Newbee now, and I don't think Newbee's really gonna first phase Jakiro. Okay, Bane. That's an EG hero too.
Still can do Bane.
They could do like main Puck.
Yeah, Puck's a relatively flexible first phase core because you can move them around, right? Well,
10 seconds remaining.
That EG takes the Earth Spirit again, because I don't think they were dissatisfied with how that went.
5 seconds
I do think, again, going back to game one, I think your other issue for Newbee is that your other support needs to have some kind of wave clear. Right? Bane is just maybe one of the worst supports in the game when it comes to clearing creep waves.
So Newbee, second pick, taking a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Probably debating between the two, or they could just like go completely the other direction and take Monkey King again if they're super happy about that.
Yeah, I feel like committing to Monkey King this early is a risk because EG has shown through range core looks plenty of times.
I feel like it'll be the Puck.
EG's turn to pick.
So then EG, they just go straight back for the Earth Spirit. Because I don't think that was a problem in that lineup whatsoever. I think it's still a pretty good core position that they can play.
Yes, for sure. I like the Earth Spirit here more than any other hero. The Veno is banned, remaining. And the Puck is their other big
Newbee's turn to
ban. They take Lone Druid. So this is pretty interesting because EG, I haven't seen them lose with this hero.
Yeah, they're very, very good with it.
But everyone's been banning it second phase. And I think it's your last game elimination series. If this is the hero that you feel like you can't lose with, might as well go with it one more time.
Well, you showed it, EG showed it the other night. And the big thing about this hero is it is a hero that they can basically sack. They can leave on an island in a side lane. And that it will still scale really, really well. And the other thing is they do not do it often, but they will every so often run Sumail on Lone Druid mid. And just that slight mix-up potential can really play big in strategic value as the draft goes on.
So they banned Dazzle. They might think that is a off-lane Kiro.
Which it could be. Last 2 times they've run it, it has been an off-lane.
Yeah,
the time before that it was a mid, and the time before that it was a 5.
Does Newbee then ban the Earth Spirit themselves?
10 seconds remaining.
I can pick it.
They could.
I think they can still pick it.
Turn to ban.
They actually ban Ember, which is decent hero against Puck.
Yeah.
Kind of works both ways though.
Yeah.
That Ember was really annoying though for EG to deal with.
10 seconds
Maybe supports
remaining.
the idea too that this Puck, they want to leave it open for going mid as well.
5 seconds remaining. Newbee's turn to pick.
All right, so Both teams don't want to see the mids from the last game
respect.
again. Yeah, I
Can't
disagree.
I like that.
I think I'd be okay with Clockwork or Earth Spirit right now.
I really like the Earth Spirit. Kaka Clockwork is good as well. You could even go for a Kaka Sand King. Yeah.
I just like Clockwork against Lone Druid, and I think it's annoying against Shakira too. Sure. Although people will eventually build Force Staffs.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think Clockwork. I think you have to look at Kaka's last game on Earthshaker and scratch your head a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a really difficult game.
I think you take something relatively open here still, since you already revealed one of your cores, and you're most likely waiting for EG to kind of show themselves in the lanes a little bit more before you take something or show something yourself.
I just feel like you have to make the call here about if you leave the Earth Spirit on the table, that's more than likely what EG picks up next.
Yeah.
EG's turn.
Okay, so it is going to be the Kaka Sand King. Can't argue with that. You're going back to a staple. Tends to happen as these elimination series move on.
Yeah, so if you're EG, your options are you can make this Jakiro go offlane and take something like Rubik, which is by far one of the better ways to deal with Sand King.
10 seconds
You can
remaining.
take the Earth Spirit.
I can't see from here. Is the Wisp banned?
5 seconds remaining.
Wisp is not banned.
People don't seem to be as frightened of that anymore.
I think it depends on where EG's putting this Jakiro, because if they take Wisp, then they need a 4 position that has some sort of disable or initiation.
Wisp is a weird hero in that it's the hero that has the highest ratio of times banned to times picked. It's actually banned super frequently, but not picked that often. And it's just because the situation is so good. So EG going to take the Earthshaker off the table themselves. Which is going to be core? The Jakiro or the Shaker?
I think it depends on... You can wait one more pick.
And I was going to save this for later, but why now? Can this be a mid Shaker?
It's the life.
It can be, but it would need a better matchup.
It's the life stealer on the other side.
It's one of the better ways to deal with Shaker and Jakiro.
It was so quick though. I felt like maybe they
10 seconds.
How do you feel about lifesteal against Lone Druid?
It's
5
alright.
seconds remaining.
I mean, if you get a vehicle and you can just jump on top of the Lone Druid, then you don't care about Savage Roar or anything. You just pop out Rage or shot him. So they get the Beastmaster to deal with that.
Whoa! So wait a minute. We're gonna have something pretty unconventional here because this is gonna be a dual support Earthshaker and Jakiro, which is not the most common combination. Or this is something like a core Shaker with the universe on the Beastmaster.
I think it's more likely a 4-position Shaker.
5 seconds remaining.
Because you're not, unless you're trying to do something really tricky, for the most part, you're going to give Sumail a better option.
Okay.
It's got to be a universe Beastmaster.
Turn to
a
ban.
fair Jakiro.
Other than that, it's all about the BKB piercing to save.
So they ban DP. They need a hero that can survive against the burst. If they do get hit up by the Lifestealer puck combination, and it's still not absolutely certain whether or not that's
10 seconds remaining.
Looking more like offline puck, but Newbee have the last pick, so they can flex it depending on how EG decides to round out their draft.
Probably not going to happen, but I want to see my SCCC Shadow Fiend too.
You need something on EG that isn't super greedy.
Yep.
Although you could take something like
could be Alina.
For EG?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd want something that can spam out waves a little bit more though.
Oh, that's actually
old school gyro.
Oh, I'm surprised you said that just because that's part of why I like Lina for EG.
Yeah.
Because I think you want something they can spam on the waves.
But maybe if they take something like Marana.
That actually
a bit more meta.
Well, it makes sense because as we talked about earlier with Marana, she provides you with burst magic damage, but she can scale into physical damage as the game goes on, which makes her good against the lifestealer. And also, this is the thing. I like this EG draft a little bit here because you have two heroes in the Lone Druid and the Marana that are both very difficult to gank. So where are you going to get your ganks off as Newbee with this? That's the strength of the Kaka roaming Sand King. Is he's very, very active around the map from level 1. But this is not an EG squad that's easy to rotate on.
So what do you take here? If you're Newbee, you can make the puck still go mid. You can take something like Sniper or something super long range mobile that doesn't mind.
Okay.
It's a while since I've seen that hero.
Yeah, don't see a huge amount of TA these days, do we?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, but you think about it. Will, give us your synopsis of the draft and your prediction for this final game.
I've yet to see EG lose a game with Lone Druid. If you're gonna first to it, I think Newbee was pretty unprepared for that. I'm gonna go with EG. Feel like they should have won the last game. Think they'll close it out here.
Okay, Alan.
I'm trying to work through the TA in my head. It's not a classic comfort hero for SCCC. They see something about that matchup that they really like. I just feel a bit more confident in EG with this lineup. This is awfully close. This is gonna be a game. I'm gonna go EG. I'm gonna go EG.
All right, good stuff, guys. We are ready. Hope you're all ready at home. Hope you're all ready here inside the arena, because we are in for a battle royal. It is the final game between Newbee and Evil Geniuses.
I am ready. I'm sure Syndron is ready as well for our deciding matchup. Evil Geniuses versus Newbee, who will come out on top. EG with the first early phasing Lone Druid pick up the Lifestealer answer back. Syndron, we heard the analyst thoughts. I want to hear yours.
I think it's hard to say. I think they're underestimating TA a bit in this game. I feel like it's a pretty good TA game. You look at some enemy heroes, and a lot of the times you can fall into the trap of looking at how many counters do they have for refraction. That's like the classic way of thinking about how good TA is going to be. This patch is a lot more about how well can you contest the TA in lane overall, and how well can you contest TA from farming stacks. And when it comes to the stacks, I think the Newbee lineup is very good at defending them. A support duo like Earthshaker Jakiro is not the best at invading those stacks. And you have cores like Mirana and Lone Druid who also need a bit of time. So I think the TA will get off to a pretty good game. Realistically, Fear will probably sit mid in the start and be annoying, but they have Bane, and Bane can offset that disadvantage. So
yeah.
In addition to that, you know, Lifestealer is a classic counterpick to Lone Druid, but I don't think it's as Lifestealer favorite as it used to be. You can go ranged Lone Druid, for example. I think he's way better against Lifestealer than the melee, the bear focused one. I'm expecting that out of Arteezy this game. I think it's just flat out better to go ranged this game.
I'm loving the manners between the players. Nice Queen of Pain. SCCC, always a very thankful kind of person. Always happy to lay the smack down between
30
them.
seconds to battle.
Even if sometimes it's inappropriate. Newbee, they're going to smoke up. They're going to have a bit of a wrap around, so they're heading down south, which will bring them into Lone Druid territory towards his bounty rune. The bear is currently doing his own scouting mission. They put down a nice observer ward early on. It's right on top of the Radiant's defensive observer ward, probably giving him a lot of confidence in this position. And now, well, you can try and kill off the bear early on, and try, will they succeed?
No,
so a lot of damage, they'll move away, and okay, it's not going to happen. Not back to the tier 2 tower, but definitely gives Arteezy a little bit more of a warning bell early on.
And they're going to put the Lifestealer in this matchup. This is an easy lane for Lifestealer until Lone Druid is level 5. Until that point, you can just farm. When Lone is 5, you need to be a bit careful with getting entangled, especially if rotations can come in. Obviously, you still have some tools, but not the easiest thing ever. Faith is gonna... Oh, okay. Actually, this is a trialing mid from EG.
Is he... Okay, Fissure, crit. Faith, what are you doing? He moves right past Evil Geniuses and gives away first blood in the middle lane. It was meant to help SCCC, not compound the lane.
He was not expecting the Shaker to be there on level 1. It was very obvious that he was not thinking about it on that move. Meanwhile, Arteezy being annoyed with this sanking. Gonna sentry ward the pole camp.
Yeah, so. He body blocked the first time, and then he sentries the second one, but he waited until he was up the hill, so there was no way for Arteezy to know he threw that out.
To try to give you a conclusion of who I favor in this game, I don't really have any clear favorite. I think both lineups are very good and are good against each other in different ways. So this is the kind of game that we want for the third game overall. A lot is going to come down to whether this TA gets farmed. If TA gets countered a lot, if they do a really good job and invest resources and are successful, Newbee's lineup has quite a weakness there. But I have a hard time seeing it really being successful for EG to shut him down. So
yeah, we kind of have to watch just that camp stacked A little bit of a statistic, because this is going to be the critical thing. So you can brain zap out on Sumail, but Faith's presence has been forced to stand here in the mid lane for the moment. But in 15 seconds time, you see him already moving towards the Ancients. He needs to start prepping this. And Kaka, he's having to pressure bottom lane a hell of a lot too. So stack-wise, it's pretty much on Faith to just get the early stacks done. But this will allow him to contest the 2-minute rune up on top.
Shaker gets haste. There's some play potential here.
He's going to only steal the bounty runes, however.
For now.
Yes.
Yeah.
He will probably look at mid if they can get any angle if the Bane comes forward. Seems unlikely. Okay, not gonna try. He's running bottom.
It's a level 2 Bane with Nightmare too.
Oh, he has to help,
easy.
probably.
Yeah, maybe he does. Kaka looking for that Burrow Strike. They're going to go into the trees. Mugi not really in a position where he wants to fight. Now that fast crit runs in, the fissure block is perfect. The Bear's coming in through the rear, but who's really trapped in here with who? Middle lane still
really
battling. Hey, this could happen. No, it's not happening.
Well, they're doing a very good job against this. I didn't think it was going to be this Sumail favorite so far. Obviously, the Jakiro is a great hero against TA, but with right creep wave manipulation and the harass from Bane, I thought SC would have a slightly better time than he has.
He's going to have a better time now the bottle's coming on the courier, but at the same time,
He went
they
bottle?
can cancel the salve. He actually went boots.
Yeah,
And it's the extra salve.
TAs don't go bottle anymore, really. That's why I was really surprised if he went bottle. Most of the time you see boots Aquila, and then straight for the Deso. Optional boots upgrade.
That actually hurts him even more now. The fact that salve got cancelled by the fissure of ES.
Yeah, that was really annoying. It's a pretty nice play from Crits.
Yep.
I think he only got healed about 150 by that flask, so now he has to send out a second one, like you said, and that's good economical damage.
Kaka looking to move in towards the mid. They'll prep with the Nightmare.
I don't think they want to go.
SCCC's not really there to go just yet. Jakiro's TPing in. So at least they force the rotation of both Crit and Fear. Kaka hiding in the Sandstorm and will just walk away.
I really like the decision of Kaka to not go in there.
It had to be tempting.
Good
Fade,
situational
however,
awareness.
a little bit too close. Fissure into the arrow. It's a 3-second stun, and with a Starfall, the damage will be enough. Fear. His dot effects will help kill off Faith, while on the bottom lane, Arteezy, Mugi, heavy damage. Arteezy, he's got a full wand, and it's allowing him to survive underneath that tower. And he'll have to burn the salve, still with a couple of tangos up his sleeve, however.
He's having a really hard time.
12-2 versus 21-8. But that level 5 is approaching.
It is. It's going to help for sure.
SCCC.
They're still trialing him. They're targeting him so hard.
Yeah. You're waiting for that fissure just to kick in and then follow into the arrow, but with the Dark Creep Wave, it's difficult for Sumail to have the perfect line. Potentially, too, Faith is able to save with the Nightmare and interfere with EG's attack. And it seems them working better on the other lanes. But you talk about, like, okay, Arteezy, he's not having a great time for CS, he's at least getting levels, but your Beastmaster from the off lane, he's hit level 5, he's harassing KP down, it's 25-5 versus 20-5. Is this commitment from EG really worth it? Knowing that you're still going to have to deal with the stacks later on.
That's a really hard question to answer, especially because they don't know exactly how well they're doing. If they could see the numbers, they might change their approach a little bit, because he still has 20 CS. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
But that Observer Ward that they placed down to block that camp is going to be important. It looks like Faith didn't realize it was blocked, so this is going to block effectively 2 attempts, because now Faith is going to walk up there and try again, and be like, oh, damn, it was blocked last time.
Unless he has confidence with his own pull. Like, the pull was very clean, just went down the hill.
He will 100% know there's a ward if he goes up there and checks now. But he's not going to go there again until minute 6. And at that point, he will realize it was blocked before.
And he only had an Observer Ward brought out to him, so that's not going to help it.
No, we'll see. He's going to realize now.
Up he comes. Wait, hang on. That's only 2 sets.
Oh, seems like it stunned him a bit.
Ah.
Hello.
Ah.
Hey. Oh, there we go. He was trying to find the sentry in the shop. It can be hard sometimes. If you don't play support every day, then it's hard to find the sentry ward. It's not that common.
Search feature. SCCC being
wrote in sentry ward. If you do that as a support, that's pretty bad.
Professional player at 4K.
Fissure arrow.
Nightmare, actually trying to get him out this one at the moment. It's just keeping Fear locked in. Faith can't really cut through the tree lines, but TP support's coming in. It's a life stealer here with Kaka, so Sumail can get the kill over on Faith. But Fear's in deep. Sumail has leap to get away, and Fear, well, he will be brought down. The kill goes away. It's TA. Open wounds is there. The leap already been committed, and a great fissure block from Crit, cancelling the chase from Newbee. And Mugi really only getting 1 kill for this rotation.
Exactly, that's EG should be happy with that. They forced a Lifestealer TP and frees up Arteezy. Sand King also came in, so that was a 4-on-3, and they got a trade. They traded Jakiro for Bane. More than good enough. Arteezy really needs this time. He has been losing this lane pretty hard, and this is going to bring it back to even.
Yep.
This is like 2 full creep wave and tower damage. He even left with the siege creep wave coming in. That is not good.
Arteezy, though, was still a little bit cautious about things, so he backs off the tower.
I'm surprised he didn't commit a bit more there. Like, he can be scared of the rotations, but he can at least let his bear hit and stand back with his hero and get some extra damage in, but he values the farm a bit higher this time instead of getting extra damage on that T1.
STCZ's trying to stack this now, so it looks like it wasn't flagged.
That
realization was not there.
That is really not good. This Ox has had super value.
They've wasted 3 pulls now.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of the pulls was because of a team fight. The other 2 were because of the Observer Ward. It moves up towards the top, so nice thing to initiate with when you got Raw, but there is the Lifestealer inside the consumed up troll. And he's looking for a target.
Who's ganking who, Toby?
The
troll's ganking the boar!
Oh, of course, it's so obvious!
And now it killed the hawk. Nice.
Critical damage.
Got a kill.
What?
Nice one. So they actually ended up lane swapping here.
Yeah,
and now Lifestealer will be playing as
then again, SK's in a little bit of trouble. Down on bottom lane, rooted up. The Fissure kind of blocked him in. Sandstorm not available. KP Dream Call also doesn't create enough space. And, well, yeah, you do get that. Trigger on crit. KP, do you keep this chase going? Supports nearby in the form of Fear is sitting on the bottom root at the moment. He won't pick one up. In fact, he's now going to rotate towards the mid lane, which is where the Nightmare is not setting up anything. There's no creep wave. The arrow flies forward. It connects. Fear is there. There is no protection. Faith, what can you do? Your Nightmare's already gone.
That is like...
EG get the kill.
That is about the worst place you can be in the mid lane with TA at that exact point, because every single movement trajectory runs you into the arrow.
They're going to get
more.
more.
Escape it, I think.
Fissure in towards mid. The Nightmare at least locking up Sumail for the moment. TP's coming in from the TA, but the arrow will connect. 3 seconds on the stun. The Starfall will find the damage. And STCC finds himself again alone in this mid, and maybe even more alone than he thought. Beastmaster Universe is looking to wrap around the back, but STCC makes the right choice. They move away from the lane. He goes to farm up inside the jungle, and will fight around his own tier 2 tower.
And Universe is going to rotate top now, and if they can get this tower, so having Jakiro and Beastmaster together gives your line a lot of pushing power, and they even have the Lone Druid Bear. Go with it. Most dead.
Yeah, there is. Oh, he has Infest. If he can not be for 5 million years, but unfortunately, that was 5 million years. Give or take a few minutes.
Yeah, years.
Spoiled that
decades.
shot.
That's a top tower gone. I don't think Newbee can defend this in any possible way. They can look to take a trade somewhere, like pushing up bottom themselves. Can I just say that Sumail has been on fire today, by the way. I think he's playing really, really well in every game. This game as well. He's been stepping up. He's gonna maybe get another kill here.
Oh, they're switching the Nightmare around, and man, okay, well, Kaka. Nightmare took a little bit longer, thanks to the Observer. That's exactly where they are. Crit, the fire strikes down. Yeah, he's dead. Sumail can't help out with this one, no matter how much on fire he is.
It's giving you flashbacks to back in the time when you couldn't really deny that Sumail was just the best player in the world for at least a few months. He was just flat out just destroying in the mid lane. There's a bit of flashbacks to that old Sumail I'm getting right now. All 3 games has been very, very good. Whether his matchup in lane has been good or bad, he's been making the most of it. In this game, he's getting a really serious lead on his Mirana. Has been playing great in that mid lane, hitting every single arrow so far, I believe.
You got to give props as well to the supports.
Absolutely, I'm not taking anything away from them. Yeah, they're doing a great job to set him up. Of course, he couldn't do that alone.
Of course.
It's just, for me, this is the biggest contrast, because I think the supports from EG have been, like, relative to their peak level on that role, they've been more consistent. And I think Sumail had dropped off a bit lately, and now he's really finding form again. So it's very, at least to me, I can really tell the difference in the game flow so far.
That's scary, not only for the end of this major, like the winner of this tournament plays up against Virtus Pro, looking in good form, and if Sumail is looking good, then we'll actually have probably the greatest Dota ever, watching like no one versus Sumail.
That's a great lane matchup.
Love to see that, but at the moment they've still got a long way to go. We're only 11 minutes in with a 3k advantage going the way of EG, but all 3 cores from EG are up on top, and they're going to try and use that advantage to force something better, and Kaka is the man they force. The arrow flies forward, Savage Roar will send him out of both the line of the arrow and his Sandstorm underneath. The Shrine is not exactly where EG wants to fight. The Shrine is burned. It repairs the damage onto Kaka and Faith, and now it's up to Newbee, trying to find that opening. Crit running down the river, and he's the easier one to kill off. The arrow It's only going to be a short stun time, but Crick can turn around. Echo Slam's available, but no point to burn it. He is heavily outnumbered, and Kaka actually managed to reach Fear. We shouldn't have given them the praise because now EG are going to lose both of the supports, and Newbee can keep that pressure going towards the tier 1 tower on bot lane.
Easiest caster curse of my life.
Radiant's bottom
It's not that big of a disaster though. Let's be real here. They've taken 3 towers. They end up losing 2 supports in this play, which is by no means great. Forced multiple rotations. The bigger casualty is this bottom tier 1 that they basically set up for Newbee like this. If they didn't make this aggressive move into a dangerous territory, they wouldn't have. Actually, they're not losing the tower. Good arrow from Samel. Is that a double?
Oh.
Good sticks from
It's
Kaka.
close.
Clutch.
And Samel, he's fine, expending this mana. He managed to grab that regeneration room, which is what Kaka was trying to deny. But I think the bigger thing for Newbee in that bottom fight is the fact they're able to bring the gold and experience a lot closer. In fact, they now hold the lead in experience graph. But KP's getting close to his initiating items too. Having that Blink Dagger is the enabler for the Lifestealer, so we can start seeing that combination actually used. Because currently the delivery system has not been there for the Lifestealer.
There's some very good lifesteal bombs this game. The puck is good, the TA is good, the Sand King is good. So they have plenty of ways of doing it. Oh no, Universe is going to block the camp with the Hawk. Being really annoying. This is actually a classic thing that most people probably forgot about. This used to be a thing you would do against these stacking heroes like Sven and TA. You would put Hawks to just be
he actually took the aggro on the Hawk, and the Black Dragon turned around to block the camp.
Yep. Can always just mess with it.
Universe, under the cover of Moonlight Shadow. The other good thing about this 5th pick of Evil Geniuses, they have initiation without forcing themselves to buy Blink Daggers, and that's where Moonlight Shadow comes in real handy. And you can see Newbee, they don't want a bar of this. They don't have the vision to really battle this out. They have the Observer Ward on the other side, but it doesn't give you that close vision just yet. The tower's dropping low. Okay, maybe they do want to fight. They're going to smoke. Here's your Infest. KP with the Blink Dagger. It's a 2-man coil, it's a 3-man silence, and the Burrow Strike follow-up. They bring down Samel. The follow-up needs to be there, and it's Arteezy. The bear as well as himself wants to run away from this. The Macroplier from Fear tries to cut the fight, and it does do exactly that. Mugi will run through the fire and the flames to carry on, killing off that Jakiro. He is really the power of the fire. No dragon stuff in this one. SEC wants to keep pushing harder. Kaka right behind him. Another trap to slow down would be really nice at the moment. Let it prep, and then Universe slowed for a bit. Kaka, SCCC actually backs off to then blink forward, so then they can get the Burrow Strike following, and Evil Geniuses trying to force the tier 2 tower field. A couple of kills, but it's not over yet. Samel jumps in, or does he? KP, quick on that Blink Dagger. It was the first reveal, and it paid off wonderfully for Newbee.
I want to point out how Kaka played that. That was actually really funny to watch at the tower. He kept stutter stepping back and forth. So I think EG were like, what's he doing? What's he doing? And they weren't really sure what was going on, and then the blink from Puck comes in. So he's just like trying to be distracting and get them out of a focused mindset. And the moment that blink comes in, EG obviously didn't know it was there. Then they wouldn't have clumped up like they did. And that blink reveal was super huge for that fight, as you said. They get the first kill on Samel. I'm not sure who got the kill. Was it Lifestealer that got the gold bounty? It was. Lifestealer got 2 kills there. He got the Mirana and the Jakiro kill, and therefore he's almost first on net worth now.
And even TA was able to grab Universe, so all of the cores doing some work.
Yeah.
Kaka, what a wonderful rune to have. Arteezy, like back-to-back deaths is not what he wants to have happen. That's exactly what is going to happen. KP with a jump in. They even burn the Dream Coil. Newbee don't want to leave anything to chance. Arteezy's trying to wait it out, but you can't wait out that much. KP will find the kill. Arrow fishing in mid would have potentially given EG a rebuttal, but not going to happen. Good movement from Newbee, really trying to be aggressive on this map.
I feel like this is the spot on the map that Arteezy gets caught out on the most, alone. Is this exact camp that he was just farming, whether his tower is up or not, this seems to be a bit of a death trap for him to play in that area. And there's no hero in their lineup that can really just go there and farm it, but I think if you want to push out that wave, it should just be a support that you risk the life of, and Arteezy needs to play more in the safe side of the map that EG have covered. The whole triangle on the left side, the ancient camp and the big camp that they have for their own, has been unfarmed, I think, the last 2 minutes, so he could probably just farm that. And now we actually see him go there. Now that he's spawned, he's like, I don't like this bottom lane. Now he's farming. But it's a shame for him that he had to die first. That was a very dangerous place on the map that he was playing completely alone, and Newbee took full advantage of it. They're also lucky they had the Sand King rune, you know, but they were still smoked on 2 heroes. If Sand King was in that smoke, I think it's the same outcome.
And that double damage being put to good use for the Templar Assassin. She was able to farm up a couple of stacks. I thought for a moment when the DD rune appeared that she could go in for Roshan, but with the amount of vision that EG have, that's a dangerous kind of...
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely a hard avenue to go down.
The way you get Roche this game as Newbee is that you make a smoke play and you catch any core, and then you capitalize by getting Roche after. But just flat out going in there is suicide. There's Fissure that can block you off in the pit. You can macropire the pit and then TA has to run out. Hawk, Arrow.
They're just really good at doing it though. Like that's always been the power of having a Templar Assassin in your lineup.
Absolutely, they can kill the Roche pretty fast, but EG needs to have a major blunder to just let them get it for free. It's unlikely to happen.
TZ still trying to play catch up.
But let's recap on what happened. So early on, they pressured this TA really hard. They did their best to shut her down. Now she's top net worth minute 17, closing in on Deso. So he did go for the blink first, which is fairly unusual this patch. Most players prefer to go for the fast Deso, but it's a good way to facilitate a comeback if you're having a hard time to start, because you can get like 1 or 2 kills, and then all of a sudden you're closing in on that Deso. So he's 5-1 now on TA after being trialing mid.
It's gonna make
with that.
It's gonna make Newbee being so maneuverable, because you can have 3 blink daggers. The SK is pretty close to his. In fact, he now has his. And Evil Geniuses have the 1, but it's a big one. It's the Blink Echo Slam that Crit can bring to the fight.
Yep, he has 4 points in Aftershock, so he's guaranteed to be able to chain all of his abilities. I do believe it's always enough to have 3, so he could go 3-1-3 build as well. Like 3 points in Aftershock is always enough to chain completely, but valuing the extra damage over the short, slightly longer duration on the Fissure stun itself. For the backline heroes is what he's done this time. You also farm faster with the extra Aftershock point, so might have given him the blink now.
EG are crossing the river, or at least they're hovering around Roshan, using Universe's Beast to scout out. Crit and Fear won't find their opportunity. Instead, the bottom lane's being pressured. This is why Newbee's being a little bit more defensive. KP being very, very slippery in this bottom lane. A difficult hero to kill unless EG want to commit multiple players to that bottom lane, so he just keeps nuking the creep wave, backing out, waiting for EG to respond, and maybe this is the other way to do it. You bring 1 or 2 players down from EG to gank him, and then you can take Roshan. The Fissure comes down, it doesn't block Faith in.
This is good information as well for Newbee. They would have seen the Blink Dagger there if they clicked him. If they know that, that's a big piece of information that is no longer hidden from them. Speaking of hidden, they are currently not under Division. Actually, there's 1 hero on Division. Lifestealer is currently farming a camp under Ward. So EG also have their own information to make a decision based on.
Yeah, and now it's the wait. If Newbee want to go into the pit, they'll be happy to oblige in the for a fight. In the meantime, it's move out, keep the farm coming into these core heroes and support heroes. They need everything they can get. Arteezy trying to build into that Dragon Lance.
Yeah. It's good to see him go the range build in this game. I feel like it's more or less requirement. Now the Deso is complete for SC. Possible timing for the smoke is coming up now for Newbee. If they group up, they have all of their spells. They have 3 different heroes that they can infest now. 3 blink daggers, like you said.
Smoke.
But it is EG looking to make the move.
The T1 tower is taking damage in the mid, and at least Arteezy is there to defend it. But they're going to ramp all the way around and into the Dire jungle. If they take that rune, they're actually going to reveal their presence to the Observer Ward of the Dire side.
Do they have
I'm not certain if Newbee actually scouted that.
That ward can't see the rune, could it? I don't think that's...
It's a pretty high cut, so yeah, maybe it doesn't actually see it. But at the moment, though, it looks like Newbee is still a little bit iffy about it.
That's smoke, and their secondary pseudo-smoke used, the Moonlight, and they still haven't found an engage. And now they're probably going to show on this ward, I think. Yep, they're going to show on this ward. KP is going to orb in. So this is both of the initiation tools from EG down the drain.
Kaka playing around with bears, but that's a dangerous pastime.
This is such an important moment right now.
It feels like KP jumps in. He's going to get that dream call off. They want that quick pick off over on the Beastmaster. The Knight's going to last long enough. It gets out in time, but Universe will still die. The burrow strike in from Kaka, following up into the epicenter. The damage is huge into both Fear and Samael. Samael forced to run out of this one, and the Fiend Script is locking down Arteezy. He can't be involved in this. Faith, he wants to have some help, and he's got it. The Nightmare bought time, but no! no! The distance, Arteezy's so low! They want him, they need him, they've got him! Try and dodge, won't happen. SCCC, double kill for him. EG lose 4. And Newbee's momentum looking better and better and better.
The key thing for this fight is that Newbee have the high ground and that they jump in. Their initiation is way safer because they can blink in the puck and just coil a core, infest out, and silence that exact core, which is what they did in the Beastmaster. In the meantime, like you pointed out, great epicenter. Crit almost got a kill with the Echo Slam combo, I think, on the TA, but they didn't manage to bring down the hero fully. And then they've just blown everything they have, and they only got a Bane to show for it. Now they're going to lose the Roche as expected, most likely.
Yeah, you've got Beastmaster close by.
Fairly slow, actually.
They're missing a little bit of extra health, so Macropire, Fissure, and Ice Path. It's locking in Karka. He can't get out of the pit. He'll be forced to Burrow Strike away. Meanwhile, SCCC jumping forward. He won't find his target. Quickly blinked out. Nightmare, Arrow, don't catch! Oh boy, SCC's in trouble. Samel's coming over, but KP and Moogie team up to kill off Fear, but you've lost your Templar Assassin here, Newbee. This is the chance for Evil Jesus. The Raw, it's nice. It's locked down the Life Stealer. Moogie, he's starting to regenerate. The Humble toggle his way through. He can't toggle that, however. Arteezy will find that tick, and they're looking for more. The arrows fly forward, and Invisruna Shaker is actually that Moonlight Shadow. Newbee can't kill what they can't see. And Arteezy has the double kill. Newbee lose 4. And Roshan is now open for Evil Geniuses if they believe they have the time on the already 50% HP Roshan.
Puck can try to mess with them as much as possible. That was a great fight from EG. They took advantage of the information that they had. They got that great Ice Path from Fear into Macropire, set up an arrow, and that just started off a great fight. Universe again with a good roar on the Life Stealer.
Roshan so low, KP not confident in feel. You got Blink and Yules, but he ain't gonna do it. Roshan taken by Evil Geniuses. Samel has the Aegis Immortal, and KP will dodge Crit's attempt.
Alright.
KP.
Don't slip up.
It's fine. Relax.
So, what you've got to wonder in a moment like that is whether it's been a while since Newbee have played this TA, because they seem to have very unrealistic expectations of how quickly they could kill Roche. Like, they committed for quite a while, and they got it down to like 2/3 when all of EG were spawned again. It's like, you know, probably shouldn't even have tried for it in the first place. They don't have, I believe they don't have any Medallion or Solar Crest in addition to the Templar Assassin, so all they have is Meld. Yep. And some hits from Lifestealer. It really, just didn't go fast enough.
They overestimated the amount of damage they had. Now they have to look for another fight, as that's exactly what EG are doing. Crit jumps forward, but now Fiend Strip. They want that ES deck quickly. KP's get a Dream Call, and the Savage Roar. Well, the Bear forces run away, and Crit can just wait it out in the Dream Call. SK's already gone. And Newbee, 2 ultimates committed, and they're the ones that lose a hero.
Wages of fear.
This game is swinging up and down. Wow, Newbee had a 10k XP lead? Oh, not anymore.
Yeah, they had 3,000 in net worth and 10k in experience. And yeah, goodbye Fear.
This is a very difficult hero to play support against in general. Most supports that can't afford a very fast Ghost Scepter or fast mobility like Force Staff will just get torn apart by like 3 attacks from Templar Assassin. Even Jakiro, who's a relatively tanky support, has no play whatsoever against the jumping in TA. You can't hit Ice Path on that hero in melee range, it's just not possible. So Fear will die. So we end up losing a support on either side.
We do.
But Fear still had the right intentions. I believe he was just pushing out the bottom creep wave, and that's the right idea. If they want to send someone down there and push that a bit, it's got to be the Jakiro. It's the best hero of choice they have to do that. So Fear's doing the right thing, but did get caught out that time.
Yeah, you killed
it.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Deny mid.
It's fine. You only committed 170 mana for it.
Oh, BKB already.
Yeah.
This TA is very strong.
Link, BKB, and Desolator. We're gonna go for Butterfly as the next item.
This makes Universe's game a lot harder because now he has to pick who he wants to roar. Because now there's 2 big threats that have magic immunity. It's the 10-second BKB and the Rage. And beforehand it was very easy because he just had to roar Lifesteal every fight. Now he has to choose who's the bigger threat. It's very clear that the TA deals more damage, but based on the situation, it might still be better to roar the Lifestealer. He just, most importantly, has to roar one of them. That's more or less required.
Well, maybe that's then the question. Who would be easier to kite in the team fights? Who can you keep out of the fights at least?
Yeah.
You've got your boars, you can slow down the TA movement.
She can still blink with refraction though, so I think it's probably still better to roar the TA and try to kill her off, and then you kite the lifestealer with boars and with the entangle from the bear if that one is not hitting TA. Like that.
Arteezy actually has his own BKB now.
Good timing. Yep. He got a BKB as well.
Yep.
This makes him a lot harder to kill as well. Of course, he can get away from lifestealer very easy now with his range build. Already playing at from a high distance. And this keeps him safe from TA Blink Burst as well. Now that both the BKBs can't keep him in place either.
KP is keeping that bottom lane pushed out, but he's got a surprise inside of him. It's the lifestealer. TP's coming in towards the shrine. It's Kaka arriving. Not in vision of the Radiant at the moment. And no aggressive Observer Wards planted down by Evil Geniuses, so they're not really committing to this unless KP was going to come out too far. Instead, it's Newbee who's grouping up around the road Ancients. Potentially just protecting, but we also wait for the next smoke gank. Want to see that Infest bomb being used aggressively against Evil Geniuses. And it actually is EG, the first ones to pick up the bad habit of smoking. Good in Dota, bad in Life. SCCC.
Oh, this is a big pick if they can echo.
Oh, blink away.
Go for it. He might have been scared of the counter engage from the Sand King from mid. Or that, you know, if you blink solo echo a TA that does have refraction up, maybe it's a bit too hard of a kill. If there's anybody behind him, he'll get counterplayed. So actually, it's understandable he didn't go for that. The risk was too high. They didn't have any vision behind.
Yep, and they burnt Moonlight Shadow as well, trying to get closer after that to initiate. The SK doesn't happen. And now Newbee. It's very obvious where EG is setting up. The Hawks giving good vision for EG in the back line, so Newbee is only one way they can come from, and that is the east. But on the bottom lane, the pressure was still being applied. Keep in mind that KP is not in this fight, and he needs to be there. They need to have his Dream Coil in order to take the fight against Evil Geniuses.
He didn't have a good place to TP2 except his own tier 3. He feels unsafe porting on the Shrine because it's more than likely warded or there's a Hawk there. And he doesn't want to TP on the tier 2 either, and there was also the Aegis on the Radiant. So, you know, EG are going to use their Aegis to get a tier 2. It's probably not the greatest.
It was a trade-off. Puck actually got the tier 2 tower on bottom lane.
Yeah.
So, a tier 2 for a tier 2 when you waited out the fight for the Aegis.
Yep. Good play from KP. I think it was the right choice.
A little bit of trouble, however. It's going to be Crit initiating in on Kaka. It was just rotating down to pick up the bounty rune, but this is now an early warning sign as well for the Puck to fail.
He pinged out the ward that EG have there. Figured out that it must be this one that saw him. Sentry and Obs. Okay, they see it.
That'll work.
That would explain it.
More money for KP.
That was for sure.
We can put it down to game sets, man. He's a really good player.
Oh, based on the situation, he definitely could have guessed it as well.
So Templar Assassin already has evasion. Now up and running, went for the Talisman to start with. Money's looking fantastic for him. So Mel and RTT both went for the Maelstrom, so a lot of magical mixed damage coming in with the heavy physical they've got. And they're searching for Newbee farming in the jungle.
It's actually funny to look at their items. They have like the same items on the Mirana.
They got the target. Fear. Well, he popped out for half a second. Oh boy! Oh boy!
Whoops.
He was underneath the sentry ward. And SCCC was very happy to 3-hit him down.
Cost him BKB charge though.
That is true. I think he's more worried about a follow-up from EG because
he was
in a very odd position compared to the rest of Evil Geniuses. And now the Yule Scepter is there. Easier to set up next time.
That's a very good item on Jakiro in general. Jakiro, one of the biggest weaknesses of the hero, it's just slow. Like, its cast point is awful on all of its spells. So having the Ice Path to guarantee that, or the Yules to guarantee you connect your Ice Path is really big. The problem is, it's against a BKB hero, and a Rage hero, and a hero with Phase Shift. So it's not the greatest, but I still think it's the best item he could buy this game. That or Force Staff.
Keeps the kite.
Yeah.
So at least you can Yules them up, you can switch your targets.
Yep, maybe or he can Yules himself and buy time against TA's BKB, but if that's what you want to use it for, you should probably go on Force Staff.
Universe,
they broke.
The smoke's gonna break now.
They didn't realize it actually expired.
It could have been the timing.
It expired so close to it that they thought it just expired. But Mugi was smoked for like another second than the Bane, but I don't think they noticed.
Newbee is still happy to keep the status quo for the moment. SCCC's got a really good farm on him. Lifestealer rapidly approaching that Assault Cuirass, and you get the Lincoln Spear over on Puck. So you talk about targets to Raw, that's going to be a lot harder to do in the near future.
Took Fisher into Arrow, but the angle from Sumail was a little bit too far to the right. So
Radiant's bottom tower
could have got
is
interesting.
under attack.
Actually, nobody showing bottom from EG. They're taking structural damage in this bottom lane. The puck has pushed in. This is siege creep hitting. It's a good like 400 damage into this tier 3.
It's giving Newbee pause for concern. So they back up, farm up the jungle. They got all their traps, watching everything.
It's a start. It might not sound that great to deal a little bit of chip damage to this tier 3, but remember, if that happens again or another time with puck down there next time, if he can just get the tier 3, that is ultimately gonna more than likely secure them a Roche, because if they can take this top shrine, EG will have a much harder time accessing that pit, so they got to be careful with how much damage they give away.
Speaking of Roshan, he just respawned. Both teams know there's a TA trap and a boar inside the pit, so Radiant and Dire very well aware of what's inside Roshan, or inside the pit.
Radiant's top tower.
Or what we should say is the flattened area inside of a river with some walls around it.
The Roshan
in no
cave.
way, shape, or
Radiant's top tower.
If it's a cave, it's got a roof.
I'll take it.
It does.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Sabel is locked in by Crit's own fissure. They jump in deeper with KP Stream Coil. EG are forced to stand their ground, but with the Raw, maybe they can do it. 3 are missed at them, and now it's up to the Life Stealer, who's trying to run away. Toggle inside the flames. I think not, sir. KP, the sole survivor, jumps back in to end the streak of Arteezy. At least by killing him off, it makes it difficult for EG to go for Roshan and buys time. Crit, Echo Slam, not even used. Ice Pass will hold him there. KP, do you get out of this one? No! Down he will go. Now is KP's streak to be ended by Crit. And both teams will look at Roshan and realize, yep, no one's getting this yet.
That was such a crazy fight. First, Kaka misses the stun, just gets killed off. Then they fight 4 on 5. Sumail leaps in aggressively, gets stuck behind his own fissure so they can kill him with the TA. And then you saw right there in that fight how much the Roar can do to TA. That actually just ruined him and Arteezy. We just got it highlighted there. Did more than 4,000 damage to that fight.
Get to watch it again. So there's
the end of the fight. Here comes the Roar. If he doesn't get the Roar off right now, Arteezy would be dead. And then they wouldn't even kill the TA. This is like super clutch from Universe. We're talking half a second would be one more TA attack, and Arteezy wouldn't be living through this.
Yep.
But he does survive until the end here, and turns out to be a great fight for EG. Now, looking forward into the next fight, that kind of fight is very different if there's a Sand King. So Newbee have to be very careful with not getting these just flat out bad engages. Yes. I guess he did force Arteezy's BKB when he jumped in.
Yeah.
He missed the stun, Arteezy BKB'd, so that's something. But it's not a valid trade-off, losing your Sand King for a BKB charge. Who bought back, by the way, in that?
Sentry on Sentry, it was the Shaker.
Shaker, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty even fight overall, actually, when you look at it.
Yeah. Like, even with a kill streak, he got 600, 700 gold for ending KP streak, and that only just gave a positive.
Yeah, because of the buyback penalty. Yep.
Yeah, so it hurts like hell.
And it was like a, what was it? It was a 3 for 5, but EG bought back a hero, so it's like 4 for 5 almost.
Yeah.
And one of the kills, like you said, was reduced in gold, so yeah, that makes sense that it's pretty even outcome. And both teams expended BKB charges. Of course, that's going a bit against EG because they have 2 of them that they used against the 1 of Newbee. You can tell I really want that fight to have a winner, but I don't think it happens.
It doesn't.
Pretty much dead even.
You can keep clawing and get the numbers and you won't get one.
Yeah.
EG now trying to take control of the pit. They've got a Gem of True Sight over on Universe, so they're getting a lot of information. Fear, however,
nice
hold on this. The defensive yours that puts him up and towards the end. The dust is still down.
Oh, they missed the arrow on the Roar! Oh, that is not good.
Oh, the battle's going to keep continuing. Samel jumps in. They're going to push Faith a long way up the side. The neutrals are attacking him. No denial on that front. Samel has enough damage. Has burned his BKB. Arteezy now first strike. Moogie thinking about running in. Now he's going to raid. He looks to hit onto the bear to start with. Now turns attention towards Arteezy and SCC. They're focusing on the bear. They're getting rid of the root. They're focusing on the lone troll, but the Savage Roar sends him away. And the burrow strike from Kaka! Just in the nick of time, catching Arteezy. And you can see instantly Newbee ping Roshan. They want the big man. They want the Aegis. And they'll get the cheese as well.
I thought EG were going to get the hell out of there when they missed the arrow on that Roar. It means they've basically wasted their Roar, and then Newbee's cores can just come charging in and win that fight easily, and then RT actually just ran in and wanted to fight that, and he got punished instantly. They were just on him, forced his BKB, and the moment it's over, they get the Sanking Stun and get the kill into a Roche. It's these little things. Like first, the Sanking dying beforehand gave EG a pretty good foundation for a fight. This time, the arrow missing on Roar it's enough. It's enough to build a significant advantage in the fight for Newbee to be confident, just jump in and kill them off. And this time they even killed the Jakiro before the fight began. So EG chose a 4 and 5 where they missed an arrow. That's just a no.
Man, this whole day of Dota feels like Swingers Dota, where it's just like no one holds the advantage they've got. At least there's no 20k swings in this matchup, but still 6,000 net worth going the way of Newbee. It's a nice thing to have that graph not even updated yet. It's actually closer to 8,000 in favor of them, and a lot of this is in the hands of SCCC. He's got that Blink Dagger, he's got the Butterfly, Deso, BKB, and already looking into his next item as well.
And they're putting Lincolns on him. That's a really important thing to keep in mind. They keep putting the Lincolns from the puck on the TA, so she can't get roared in BKB. And you look at this EG line, and you're like, who's going to stop the TA?
Yep.
There's actually no control, so they have to run. They have to run from her. She's going to reach him.
You'd say it's the bear, but then you see Newbee, just how quickly they dispose of it.
It's a ranged lone druid build, so the bear has very low attack speed. It's unlikely to get a root. If he's lucky, it gets a root, but the bear now has to get a root through Butterfly without any attack speed items.
Yeah, good luck.
You know, if that's your win condition in the fight, don't play the fight like that. Look at this bear, 350 move speed.
He's trying to get around it by building an MKB.
Yeah, he's got to. It's the best item.
Yeah. But he also kind of needs the distance.
He could consider a pike, but
yeah, do you finish it?
The problem is he can't use it on the BTA, and she's jumping on every fight. He can't use it on the Rage Lifestealer either.
Radiant's
so it doesn't have that high value.
Get away from.
Exactly. So it's a bit questionable. It's gonna get better the longer the game goes because he can pike away from the lower BKB duration. But right now, hasn't seemed that useful. We actually have a pike. Was that on the Mirana? I think Mirana had a pike, which is a bit surprising to me. I don't know if that is valuable enough.
It's a full Hurricane pike on Samael with Maelstrom and BKB. KP looking for an opportunity. They're not going to find it. The Hawk of Universe just needs way too much. And top lane still pressuring in. Samael hasn't cut back this fight while the Tier 2 tower is trying to be attacked. Savage Roar is just delaying it, so Samael can now attack into the Tier 3 tower. Now he's already done an extra 300 damage to this tower without really committing in heavily and without Newbee coming back. But Newbee want the fight.
Yeah, he's respecting them there. He sees that they back off, so he knows that there could be an infest TP coming in.
They're coming back once more.
But now that Samael is back, they charge forward again. This tower's gone. And if they see Samael now, they don't know if he's still top. So can be worried that he is going to try and poke again now that they're showing, and they realize the risk reward here is favoring EG. So they're going to send their puck up there, back off, take their little victory with the Tier 2, and look to push out that top lane. So next item on the dock, it's actually, wow. He's so far. What is happening?
He's not even 25 yet.
He's got an Axe as well. He's level 23, man. He's like having a really good game. I didn't realize it was this good. He's level 23. He can buy the full Axe. I thought he might go Travels now just to deal with these waves and connect with his team later for the bottom push. But this full Axe is basically setting SCC up for a way better game because now they can't outrun him with BKBs either. So this means you coil this Lone Druid in BKB and SCC jumps on him and you have to man fight. If you try to run out, you get snapped by the coil for a 4.5 second stun, and SCC has more than enough damage to take care of you in that time.
Evil geniuses, it looks like they're going on a wild goose chase down, running away, mainly because Newbee was able to kill off the Hawk, which scattered out most of Newbee's movement. The Observer and Sentry able to stick a lot as well. It's that one Observer which is now left from EG. They got two Observer wards outside the base. One's in the mid lane, and one's up near Roshan.
The prize is
But
mine.
this does see most of the Newbee aggressive movement into their territory. And this will allow Samael and Arteezy just to play dodge game. And Samael's trying to get his own Butterfly up and running. Yeah. Bringing that heavy amount of physical damage.
This is a 10k lead, but it still doesn't feel like the type of game where just like, oh, Newbee definitely got this.
You never know if you're going to get Echo Slammed if the roll's on the right target, if you actually have that good initiation from EG.
I'm mainly concerned about the Dire's ability to take high ground. Like, they want this agent, the TA, to go and hit, but they're actually not confident to do it right now. It's going to expire in 25. So they'll probably wait for the next Roche before they try high grounding. But this is a hard lineup to high ground into. You could get Fissure into Arrowed, you could get Roar, you could get Eye-Pathed, you could get technically getting Tangled, but let's disregard that one in this one. But there's plenty of ways for EG to mess with them.
Well, now the Monkey King bar is on the Templar Assassin. This is a rough thing. The Aegis model will expire, which opens up the slot.
He is so fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. 162 plus.
Did he get he got the Meld talent or the Refraction talent?
He got the Refraction.
Okay. This used to be a no-brainer where everybody just got Refraction, but late it's been more popular to get the Meld as well. But he favors the instances in this game.
Was that 290 as well, like when he hit the Refraction? So plus 290, yeah. Plus 290 with 162 base.
He's going Diffusal. I thought he might go for a big crit now, but like Daedalus when you hit this hard is just devastating.
Radiant's
might also be
top
worried
tower
about
is
the
under
Yule Scepters
attack.
or...
Yes, there are Yules, there's...
What else? You heard
Do
of?
they have Ghost Scepters? I don't think so.
Nope, Ghost Scepters on both Fear
That's
as
actually,
well as Crit.
okay, they have two Ghosts.
Yeah, Fear and Crit.
Good enough. He wants to kill the supports if he can, and then if Coil is on a core, he wants to kill the core that's Coil. That's got to be the go-to here, I think. That's what he's thinking. Yay! Go Faith!
I have a forward and a medallion.
Got a medallion.
Let me hang that on my wall. Wait, no, I need to use it in battle.
I feel it. He's doing a great job.
Okay, he's just helping him with Roshanna, right? Like, they took too long last time.
The thing is, this is kind of... Oh, Arrow.
Oh, Kaka.
Ah, it was here.
Obviously didn't play enough catch as a kid.
See, this tournament, pretty much every single Bane we've seen has just been in the dumpster net worth-wise, but there's a really good explanation for it. If you compare it to a lot of other fives, the hero is very bad at killing creeps. Like, you don't want to kill creeps, you want to hide, defend your teammates with Nightmare, or get a good Fiend script to start off the fight. And in addition to that, Faith is buying everything for his team. He's buying Ops, Sentries, the whole game, so, like, where's your gold going to come from? He's 1-9 and 13, dying in, like, every fight, but as weird as it sounds, it's actually good if he dies first, as long as he gets spells out. Because that means that the BKB durations of EG are being used to kill a core with 3k net worth.
Yep.
And then you can just imagine how the fight turns out after that. So he's doing a good job. It's just unforgiving, you know. It looks so bad, but he's doing well.
Again, EG are making this maneuver. They go through their own jungle. This time they do plant the aggressive Observer Ward down.
Yep.
Samel will push the lane, and they have to be looking for
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
A bad reaction from Newbee, just to bring one player down to defend the lane only. The bottom tier 2 tower is already sacked.
Arrow.
Dire are scanning. Radiant's
I got the
middle
tower,
tower
though.
is
It's a good
under
play from
attack.
EG. Aggressive smoke movement where they ward and take the tower after. It's pretty straightforward textbook play that Newbee were not interested in contesting. So it's showing the right mindset from EG. A lot of teams in this position will just turtle, hide in their base, be scared, or try to slowly regain this top area that EG are now finally moving to, but it's been pretty dangerous until now.
Newbee's grouping up for a fight.
Yeah.
TP Scroll gets moved out into the backpack. Butterfly's in for FTCC. He wants to fight. AC is up. SMY for Moogie. A lot to work with. And now Moonlight Shadow from Evil Geniuses. They'll come outside their base.
This is still a delicate time. If they get the jump on the TA before she gets Linkened, if they get a roar, they can win the fight.
He doesn't see this coming. The Sandstorm is there, but do you want to jump? Where's your detection? The arrow will fly out. They do get the roar out.
Beast.
And now, well, attack Yules. Not in time. The jump come in. Nice easy. Pops the BKB as a KP. Echo slammed up. The fall back to Pyrus. He'll use up quickly. KP quickly into the phase shift as well. He needs time to get out of this one, and he doesn't have it. The Ice Path locks him in position.
God, that was so good play from EG. So good defensive play by Arteezy. He gets coiled. He immediately goes into the battle cry in the bear performance.
Not just the Ice Path, at least. Boogie's the neighborhood. Universe jumps forward. Claws are up, and Faith knows he's dead.
So 3 kills. And then they wait just